So cheers to the last part of our IoT Industry Bartalk episode 3 with AB InBev, our world largest brewery. In round 1 and 2 we had a great talk about productivity and flexibility use cases. Today it's about to focus on a very important topic which concerns us all. It's sustainability. So stay tuned if you want to know how ABI is achieving its sustainability goals, to discover the top use cases and best practices for sustainability, and if you like beer. So let's start and see what AB InBev is doing for our planet. Hi Wim, and welcome to our IoT Industry Bartalk today. In this part we want to focus on sustainability. What are your concrete goals here to get there?
Yeah, at AB InBev we say that sustainability is our business. Beer is brewed with 4 natural ingredients: water, yeast, barley and hops. So no care for the environment equals no natural ingredients equals no beer. And that's why we have 4 ambitious programs running actively across the business around farming, water stewardship, green packaging and climate change. And actually in that last area, we announced recently a very important ambition to be net zero by 2040.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much. When we take these goals now one step further, many companies are developing like different initiatives at the moment, or as we say, use cases. Could you give us an insight to your top use cases for sustainability?
Yeah. So actually last year, our first brewery, Wuhan in China, achieved the status of carbon neutral. This was based heavily on technology, but the first step actually is to reduce our energy consumption across the operation to the lowest level possible, both for electrical energy and heat. And that's where energy management systems come in, and where modulation of our utilities is crucial. And that's driven by technologies like AI and ML that help us to achieve these goals.
So when we talk about AI or machine learning algorithms, we need very good data in the very first step. So Manfred, I will hand over to you because you are our expert here for smart sensors. What is, from your perspective, relevant for those smart sensors, and how could your technology help WIM to reach those goals for sustainability?
Yeah, I think for energy management, you need, of course, transparency of the energy consumption. And if we take, for instance, compressed air as an example, which is very expensive energy, by the way, and if we have sensors where you can where you can measure the power consumption in a pipe. And therefore, it's really, for the energy management system, it's really easy that they detect leakages immediately, and not by the end of the month, and you receive the bill and just detect these issues. And for instance, another example would be if you have inline quality inspection sensors, that you can detect faulty products immediately, and you can stop and improve your production right away. Then, of course, you can avoid production loss, and you come to this target of 0 losses in the production. And this is really helpful also for achieving the targets.
The next step would be to make this data you just mentioned from the sensor available in the next step. So therefore we need a network which is stable and which can deal with all these different data sources. So Alma, you are our expert here for network and for the control side. What is important here, and what kind of new technologies are you bringing in here to help WIM to help AB InBev to implement these initiatives?
Yeah, Madeleine, first I have to say, unfortunately, that the data quality is poor. That is what data scientists are telling us. Why? Because it's not easy to access, for example, to the plant level, where you have all these sensors, where you have all the, let's say, the electrical consumers like big drives, which needs to be switched off and switched on. And also you have to take into account that you also need to access to the upper level, to the cloud. So if, for example, the weather forecast plays an important role, why? Because today, on the roofs of a production site, and I'm pretty sure that it's also the case here at ABI, you have PV panels, or you have next by, you have windmills. And so you have to know the precondition, what's happening in the next 10 or in the next hour, so that you can really balance all the energy which is inside the plant to save it, to store it somewhere in a battery, or you need maybe the support of a PV farm, etc. And therefore you need really to have the comprehensive support of all data sources. And that is needed by a standardized vendor-independent language, which is OPC-UA. And with the extensions FX, you can get now all the data from the bottom to the cloud level.
Great. So thank you for this explanation. I guess it's really important to not just have the data in the field, but make it really available in the different systems and connect all of these data sources in the next step. Joachim, so the last part, when we talk about sustainability, is the cabling, because all these sensors and devices have, cables in the end and connectivity. What is important from your perspective here?
Yeah, so Harting supports sustainable technologies, and I'm pretty sure that in those global ABI production plants, there are hundreds of kilometers, maybe even thousands of cabling installed, copper cabling, so it's 4 or 8 wired Ethernet cabling. And with the new technology of single pair Ethernet, you will be able to do the same with just one single twisted pair of copper wires. So means with that new technology, ABI will be able to save tons of copper during the next couple of years, and you need to use copper anyway, so there is no way around. But with single pair Ethernet, you at least use significantly less copper.
Great. So thank you for pitching these kind of different technologies, which in the end have to work together for end customers like AB InBev. So great to see that you all work as partners together and bring those standards to the shop floor. And maybe to sum up, Wim, do you have kind of a secret for the sustainable brewery of the future for AB InBev?
Yeah. So sustainability is our business, but at the end we cannot do it alone. We need to partner, we need to build bridges, and you need to help us to bring these technologies alive so that we can really achieve our ambitious goal to become net zero by 2040.
So partnering is the key, and this is the way we have to go, right?
Yeah, I think all we heard before, so looseless production, saving energy, saving tons of copper, so all this really supports the sustainability. And the 3 technologies we heard, so OPC-UA, FX, TSN, single pair Ethernet, they are really the enabler for this. So I would say let's adapt these technologies right now in order to become more sustainable.
Great. So I want to do a toast of it. Let's grab a Corona beer and I would say to a future with more cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
So this was our IoT Industry Bartalk episode 3. I don't know about you guys, but I found it very exciting to look behind the scenes of such a worldwide successful big player. So please share your thoughts with us and if you liked it. Thank you, Wim, for your perspective, and also thank you very much for Elmar, Manfred and Joachim. I think we all have earned a beer now. So for more best practices from our IoT community or to discuss common starting points, please feel free to get in touch using the contact details in the description. You can also subscribe to our IoT use case update and get a monthly overview and stay informed of the latest IoT projects and use cases. Thank you for watching IoT Industry Bartalk episode 3. See you in episode 4, and I would love to hear about your use cases as well. Cheers.